First Fig by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. My candle burns at both ends. It will not last the night. But ah, my foes, and oh, my friends, it gives a lovely light. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Second Fig by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. Safe upon the solid rock the ugly Recuerdo by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. We were very tired. We were very merry. We had gone back and forth all night on the ferry. It was bare and bright and smelled like a stable. But we looked into a fire. We leaned across a table. We lay on a hilltop underneath the moon, and the whistles kept blowing, and the dawn came soon. We were very tired. We were very merry. We had gone back and forth all night on the ferry, and you ate an apple and I ate a pear, from a dozen of each we had bought somewhere. And the sky went wan, and the wind came cold, and the sun rose dripping, a bucketful of gold. We were very tired. We were very merry. We had gone back and forth all night on the ferry. We hailed "Good morrow, mother," to a shawl-covered head, and bought a morning paper which neither of us read. And she wept, "God bless you." Thursday by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. And if I loved you Wednesday, well, what is that to you? I do not love you Thursday, so much is true. And why you come complete to the Not Impossible Hymn by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. How shall I know, unless I go to Cairo or Cathay, whether or not this blessed spot is blessed in every way? Now it may be the flower for me is this beneath my nose. How shall I tell, unless I smell the Carthaginian rose? The fabric of my faithful love no power shall dim or MacDougal Street by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. As I went walking up and down to take the evening air, sweet to meet upon the street, why must I be so shy? I saw him lay his hand upon her torn black hair. Little dirty Latin child, let the lady by. The women squatting on the stoops were slovenly and fat. Lay me out in organdy, lay me out in lawn, and everywhere I stepped there was a baby or a cat. Lord God in heaven, will it ever be dawn? The fruit carts and clam carts were ribald as a fair. Pink nets and wet shells trodden under heel. She had haggled from the fruit man of his rotting ware. I shall never get to sleep the way I feel. He walked like a king through the filth and the clutter. Sweet to meet upon the street, why did you glance me by? But he caught the faint Italian quip she flung him from the gutter. What can there be to cry about, that I should lie and cry? He laid his darling hand upon her little black head. I wish I were a ragged child with earrings in my ears. And he said she was a baggage to have said what she... The Singing Woman from the Wood's Edge by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. What should I be but a prophet and a liar, whose mother was a leprechaun, whose father was a friar? Teethed on a crucifix and cradled under water, what should I be but a fiend's goddaughter? And who should be my playmates but the adder and the frog, that was got beneath a furze bush and born in a bog? And what should be my singing, that was christened at an altar, but aves and credos and psalms out of Psalter? You will see such webs on the wet grass, maybe, as a pixie mother weaves for her baby. You will find such flame at the wave's weedy ebb as flashes in the meshes of a mermother's web. But there comes to birth no common spawn from the love of a priest and a leprechaun. And you never have seen, and you never will see, such things as the things that swaddled me. After all's said, and after all's done, what should I be but a harlot and a nun? In through the bushes on foggy days my da would come a-swishin' of the drops away, with a prayer for my death and a groan for my birth, a mumblin' of his beads for all he was worth. And there sits my ma, her knees beneath her chin, a-lookin' in his face and a-drinkin' of it in, and a-markin' in the moss some funny little saying that would mean just the opposite of all he was praying. He taught me the holy talk of vesper and of matin, he heard me my Greek and he heard me my Latin. He blessed me and crossed me to keep my soul from evil, and we watched him out of sight, and we conjured up the devil. Oh, the things I haven't seen, and the things I haven't known, what with hedges and ditches till after I was grown, and yanked both ways by my mother and my father, with a which would you better and a which would you rather, with him for a sire and her for a dam. She is Overheard Singing by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. Oh, Prue, she has a patient man, and Joan a gentle lover, and Agatha's Arth is a hug the hearth, but my true love's a rover. Mig, her man's as good as cheese, and honest as a briar. She tells her love what he's thinking of, but my dear lad's a liar. Oh, Sue and Prue and Agatha are thick with Mig and Joan. They bite their threads and shake their heads and gnaw my name like a bone. And Prue says, mine's a patient man as never snaps me up. And Agatha, Arth's a hug the hearth, could live content in a cup. Sue's man's mind is like good gel, all one color and clear. And Mig's no call to think at all what's to come next year, while Joan makes boast of a gentle lad that's troubled with that and this. But they all would give the life they live for a look from the man I kiss. Cold he slants his eyes about, and few enough's his choice, though he'd slip me clean for a nun or a queen or a beggar with knots in her voice. And Agatha will turn awake when her good man sleeps sound, and Mig and Sue and Joan and Prue will hear the clock strike round. For Prue, she has a patient man as asks not when or why, and Mig and Sue have naught to do but peep who's passing by. Joan is paired with a putterer that bastes and tastes and salts, and Agatha's The Prisoner by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. All right. The Unexplorer by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. There was a road ran past our house, too lovely to explore. I asked my mother once. She said that if you followed it where it led, Grown Up by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. Was it for this I uttered prayers, and sobbed and cursed and kicked the stairs? The Penitent by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. I had a little sorrow born of a little sin. I found a room all damp with gloom, and shut us all within. And little sorrow weep, said I, and little sin pray God to die, and I upon the floor will lie, and think how bad I've been. Alas for pious planning, it mattered not a whit. As far as gloom went in that room, the lamp might have been lit. My little sorrow would not weep, my little sin would go to sleep. To save my soul I could not keep my graceless mind on it. So up I got in anger, and took a book I had, and put a ribbon in my hair to please a passing lad. And one thing there's no getting by, I've been a wicked girl. Daphne by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. Why do you follow me? Any moment I can be nothing but a laurel tree. Any moment of the chase I can leave you in my place a pink bough for your embrace. Yet if over hill and Portrait by a Neighbor by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. Before she has her floor swept or her dishes done, any day you'll find her a-sunning in the sun. It's long after midnight, her key's in the lock, and you'll never see her chimney smoke till past 10 o'clock. She digs in her garden with a shovel and a spoon. She weeds her lazy lettuce by the light of the moon. She walks up the walk like a woman in a dream. She forgets she borrowed butter and pays you back in cream. Her lawn looks like a meadow, and if she Midnight Oil by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Recuerdo. Cut if you will with sleep's dull knife each day to half its length. The Merry Maid by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Recuerdo. Oh, I am grown so free from care since my heart broke. I set my throat against the air, I laugh at simple folk. There's little kind and little fair is worth its weight in smoke to me, that's grown so free from care since my heart broke. Lass, if to sleep you would repair as peaceful as you woke, best not besiege your lover there for just the word. To Kathleen by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org. Still must the poet as of old, in barren attic bleak and cold, starve, freeze, and fashion verses to such things as flowers and song and you. Still as of old his being give in beauty's name, while she may live. To S.M. If He Should Lie A-Dying by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org. I am not willing you should go into the earth where Helen went. She is awake by now, I know. Where Cleopatra's anklets rust you will not lie with my consent. And Sappho is a roving dust. Cressid could love again. Dido. The Philosopher by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org. And what are you, that wanting you I should be kept awake as many nights as there are days, with weeping for your sake? And what are you, that missing you as many days as crawl, I should be listening to the wind and looking at the wall? I know a man that's a braver man, and 20 men as kind. And what are you, that you should be the one man on my mind? Yet women's ways are witless ways, as any sage will tell. Love, though for this you riddle me with darts, by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Read for LibriVox.org. Love, though for this you riddle me with darts, and drag me at your chariot till I die. O heavy prince, O panderer of hearts! Yet hear me tell how in their throats they lie who shout you mighty. Thick about my hair, day in, day out, your ominous arrows purr, who still am free, unto no querulous care a fool, and in no temple worshipper. I that have bared me to your quiver's fire, lifted my face into its puny rain, do wreathe you, impotent to evoke desire, as you are powerless to elicit pain. I think I should have loved you presently, by Edna St. Vincent Millay. LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. I think I should have loved you presently, and given in earnest words I flung in jest, and lifted honest eyes for you to see, and caught your hand against my cheek and breast, and all my pretty follies flung aside that won you to me, and beneath your gaze, naked of reticence and shorn of pride, spread like a chart my little wicked ways. I, that had been to you, had you remained but one more waking from a recurrent dream, cherish no less the certain stakes I gained, and walk your memory's halls, austere, supreme. Oh, think not I am faithful to a vow, by Edna St. Vincent Millay. LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. Oh, think not I am faithful to a vow. Faithless am I, save to love's self alone. Were you not lovely, I would leave you now, after the feet of beauty fly my own. Were you not still my hunger's rarest food, and water ever to my wildest thirst, I would desert you. Think not but I would, and seek another as I sought you first. But you are mobile as the veering air, and all your charms more changeful than the tide. Wherefore to be inconsistent is no care, I have but to continue at your side. So wanton, light and false, my love, I shall forget you presently, my dear, by Edna St. Vincent Millay. LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. I shall forget you presently, my dear, so make the most of this, your little day, your little month, your little half a year, ere I forget, or die, or move away, and we are done forever. By and by I shall forget you, as I said. But now, if you entreat me with your loveliest lie, I will protest you with my favourite vow. I would indeed that love were longer lived, and oaths were not so brittle as they are. But so it is, and nature has contrived to struggle on without a break thus far. Whether or not